Have you ever heard whispers of strange men dressed entirely in black? They're not just movie characters, they're part of a real chilling mystery. These figures, known as the Men in Black, or MIB, have haunted UFO witnesses for decades. They appear suddenly, often in immaculate vintage black cars, and their mission is clear: silence those who've seen too much. Witnesses describe them as male, in pristine black suits, with pale, waxy skin and emotionless faces, sometimes with unnaturally large, dark eyes, behind sunglasses, even at night. Their movements are stiff, almost robotic, and their questions are direct, focusing only on the UFO encounter. They know unsettling personal details about the people they visit, adding a layer of fear to the encounter. The message is always the same: forget what you saw, or face the consequences. Are they government agents, aliens, or something even stranger? No one knows for sure. The Men in Black remain a terrifying enigma, blurring the line between fact and folklore. Their legend endures, casting a long shadow over the world of UFO mysteries. The Men in Black legend took shape in the 1950s with Albert K. Bender, a UFO researcher from Connecticut. Bender founded the International Flying Saucer Bureau, connecting UFO enthusiasts worldwide. He claimed he was close to uncovering the truth about flying saucers, until 3 men in black suits visited him. They confirmed his theories, then threatened him into silence. Terrified, Bender burned his research and shut down his organization overnight. This was the first major MIB account, sending shockwaves through the UFO community. But the roots go deeper, to the 1947 Maury Island incident. Harold Dahl reported seeing 6 strange objects in the sky, one of which dropped hot debris onto his boat. The next day, a man in a dark suit visited Dahl, knew every detail, and threatened him to keep quiet. Gray Barker, another UFO researcher, connected these cases in his book, They Knew Too Much About Flying Saucers, popularizing the term Men in Black. Barker's narrative established the classic warning: see a UFO, talk about it, and you might get a visit from these shadowy enforcers. The MIB legend was born, and the fear of their knock has haunted witnesses ever since. Their presence is a warning. Some truths are too dangerous to share. The pattern was set: mystery, intimidation, and silence. The Men in Black became the ultimate guardians of the unknown. Picture this: you witness a UFO, share your story, and days later, there's a knock at your door. On your porch stand 2 or 3 men in identical, old-fashioned black suits, their faces pale and expressionless. They might flash a strange badge or claim to be from a government agency, but offer no proof. Their voices are flat, their questions laser-focused on your sighting, and they seem to know everything about you. The encounter feels more like an interrogation than a conversation. Witnesses report the MIB struggle with simple objects, move stiffly, and sometimes appear almost inhuman, hairless, with thin, bloodless lips. The sense of unease is overwhelming. These are not normal people. The visit always ends with a warning: forget what you saw, or else. The threat is rarely explicit, but it's chillingly clear. After they leave, they vanish without a trace, their black car gone, as if they were never there. You're left shaken, doubting your own reality. The MIB's message lingers: silence is survival. For many, the fear never fades. Dr. Herbert Hopkins, a Maine physician, faced one of the most disturbing MIB encounters in 1976. Alone at home, he received a call from a supposed UFO researcher, asking to visit immediately. Moments later, a man in a black suit appeared at his door, bald, pale, with bright red lips, and a plastic-like complexion. The visitor spoke in a flat, emotionless voice, discussing Hopkins' UFO case with unsettling detail. Then, the man asked for a coin, held it in his palm, and made it vanish into thin air. A demonstration of power. He warned Hopkins to destroy his research, hinting that harm could come to his family if he didn't comply. Terrified, Hopkins erased his tapes and burned his files that very night. The MIB left, as mysteriously as he arrived, disappearing into a strange light outside. Hopkins was left shaken, convinced he'd encountered something far beyond human. The message was clear: the MIBs could do the impossible, and would do anything to keep secrets hidden. Hopkins' ordeal became a classic case, fueling the legend's darkest fears. The MIB's power wasn't just intimidation, it was otherworldly. For Hopkins, the nightmare never truly ended. In 1967, Robert Richardson of Ohio struck a metallic object with his car and took a strange piece of metal home. After word spread, two men in dark suits arrived, demanding the object back. Their demeanor was cold, their questions rehearsed, and their presence deeply unsettling. Richardson reluctantly handed over the metal, warned not to speak of it again. The threat was implicit. Cooperation wasn't optional. A week later, two different men in dark suits visited, asking about the first pair and what they'd taken. Richardson was bewildered. Were there rival factions among the MIB? The case suggested a deeper, more complex world behind the MIB phenomenon. The sense of surveillance and intimidation was relentless. Richardson's experience left him with more questions than answers. The MIB mystery only deepened. One theory claims the men in black are secret government agents, tasked with suppressing UFO evidence and silencing witnesses. Their intimidating tactics, official demeanor, and black suits fit the classic image of covert operatives. The government has a history of cover-ups and psychological operations, making this theory plausible. By frightening or discrediting witnesses, they ensure UFO stories aren't taken seriously. But the theory has holes. Why the vintage cars, the bizarre appearance, the robotic behavior? Government agents shouldn't struggle with doorknobs or have waxy skin and red lips. Paranormal elements, like vanishing coins, go far beyond any known agency's capabilities. Still, the government theory offers a rational explanation for some, suggesting the strangeness is a deliberate tactic to make witnesses sound unbelievable. Maybe the weirdness is the point, a tool to keep secrets hidden. But the truth may be stranger than any cover-up. Another theory: the men in black aren't human at all. They're aliens, or alien-made biological robots. Their mission? To erase evidence of their own presence on Earth. This explains their odd looks, robotic movements, and advanced abilities, like dematerializing objects, or vanishing at will. Their omniscience could come from alien technology, allowing them to access personal information or even read minds. The outdated black suits and cars might be a clumsy attempt to blend in, based on old human radia. But if they're so advanced, why are their disguises so poor? Some suggest the unsettling appearance is intentional, to terrify witnesses into silence. Or maybe they're not the main aliens, but a different species, managing contact. The alien theory opens the door to endless, unsettling possibilities. Some researchers go further, suggesting the men in black are interdimensional beings, visitors from parallel realities. Their bizarre appearance and abilities could be the result of a completely different biology and physics. Their mission might be to prevent humanity from discovering other dimensions, policing the boundaries between worlds. Another idea: the MIB are modern folklore entities, like fairies or demons, adapting their form to fit our technological age. Throughout history, mysterious beings have warned, abducted, and played tricks on humans. The MIB could be the latest incarnation of these ancient archetypes, or perhaps they're manifestations of our collective fears, psychological projections born from our obsession with secrecy, aliens, and authority. In this view, the MIB are real to those who experience them, but their origins are within the human mind. The black suit replaces the fairy's green tunic, but the fear remains the same. The MIB are the ultimate boogeymen for the modern world. For over 70 years, the men in black have haunted the edges of UFO lore. Their black suits, pale faces, and chilling threats are reported again and again, from the earliest days of ufology to today. Are they government agents, aliens, interdimensional travelers, or something conjured from our collective fears? Each theory explains part of the mystery, but none fit perfectly. The men in black remain a puzzle with too many missing pieces. Their story is a reminder that some secrets are fiercely guarded, and some mysteries may never be solved. They are the ultimate secret keepers, lurking in the shadows of our imagination. The truth about the men in black is still out there, waiting, watching, and warning us to stay silent.